company. Ordinarily, two's company. But contrarily, we disagree, no matter what it happens to be.
You're the perverse one.
I agonize
Night and day with you.
to compromise.
There's no way with you.
I wish I had picked a large boa constrictor, my friend.
Are you trying to tell me something?
You're the perverse one, two's company.
Indisputably.
Two's company.
Irrefutably.
How we embark on old Noah's Ark, pair by pair.
Not so loud.
So ask me whose company.
Whenever I choose company.
I gotta say, two's company.
Except for this affair.
You give me mal de mer.
You know what that means?
Could we let in some fresh air?
No, madam.
Au contraire. Robert! Robert!
What is it, madam?
Oh, your doorbell is ringing, my doorbell is ringing. Would you please answer all the doorbells, Robert?
Right, then I can't.
Why can't you?
I'm just about to take my cakes out of the oven.
Well, I'm working.
I'm not exactly on a pleasure cruise myself, madam.
Can't tell the mistress from the butler in this house without a program.
I've forgotten what time I put them in.
Yes,
Will you be wanting that rubbish of yours moved, missus?
I don't think you can handle it. He weighs 170 pounds. My butler.
No, I'm thinking of the rubbish. By the two dustbins.
Just kidding. What can I do for you?
Well, will you be wanting it cleared?
The rubbish. Oh, yes, yes, please.
Oh, dear, oh, dear.
Did I say something wrong?
Well, it's extra rubbish, you see. But like I always say, where there's life, there's hope. Look, I'll have a quiet word in Sid's ear, so not to worry, missus.
Who's worried?
That's the spirit I like to hear. I mean, after all, haven't we all been put here to help each other, huh?
Right. I'd like to have a philosophical discussion with you about all this, but I have got work to do.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll away now so that I can get back to you.
Now,
My cakes are burnt.
and I am trying to work.
My cakes are burnt.
That's big news, Robert. Phone it in. Maybe Reginald Bosanquet can use it.
They are burnt, madam, because you interrupted me at my work.
Exactly what you're doing to me right now.
Are you saying this interruption was going to ruin the book you're writing?
Well, it's not helping, Robert.
But at least you won't have to throw it away and start again.
No, I think I can salvage a few lines.
That's what I have to do with my cakes, madam.
Are you suggesting that your cakes are more important than my books?
My cakes give pleasure, madam.
So do my books.
That is debatable.
I'll tell you what else is debatable. If you don't get out of here and let me get on with my work, you're going to be burning cakes for somebody else.
The front door, madam. There. Oh, very well, I'll get it. Yes?
Where's the lady of the house, please?
She's not to be interrupted.
But I said I'd come back.
Well, you didn't come back soon enough, did you?
Give her a message, mate. Tell her we're not moving her rubbish.
But you're a dustman, are you?
Well, we're not Chelsea's midfield trio.
Start by removing that rubbish. That's an order.
You're the second adult Hitler we've come across this morning.
I am not Adolf Hitler.
Granted, you shaved off your tash.
Are you going to remove that rubbish?
Nein, mein Führer.
I can quite understand. You haven't done a stroke of work for years.
Who hasn't?
To start now would be too much of a strain on your nervous system.
You're looking for a punch up the bracket.
Excuse me. Maybe I could go and do my typing someplace a little quieter, like Piccadilly Circus, maybe. Would you tell me what's going on, Robert?
Your husband has insulted us, lady.
I've had this problem before. He's not my husband, he's my butler.
Butler? Oh, for a cushy number, lads. It's always the same, lady. The less work a bloke does, the keener he is to see others flogging their guts out.
I'm sure it must be very tiring propping up the counter of a betting shop.
Look, mate, we work.
Then work. remove that rubbish.
I wouldn't move that rubbish down, not for 100 quid.
Oh, now, come on. You all look like nice guys. Why don't you come
No,
in for a
I'm
minute?
sorry, lady. Because of him, we're way behind with our work schedule.
Well, no, wait a minute. I mean, my powers of concentration are gone now anyway, and this is about the time of day that I usually have a nice cold beer.
Thank you very much. All right, lads.
I'm in for a drink, madam.
Yes, if it's all right with you, Robert.
Sometimes I despair of you, madam.
Come on in, boys. Sit down. Oh, no, don't be so silly. No, sit down. Make yourself comfortable. I insist.
Thank you.
King Alfred's a little upset today. He burned his cakes.
Burned the cakes, did he? What does he do in the afternoon? Dressmaking?
No, as a matter of fact, he goes to the gym and knocks hell out of a punching bag, don't you, Robert?
I can fight my own battles, thank you,
Yeah, but
madam.
there are 3 of them, Robert, and only 1 of you.
The odds would be in my favor, madam.
Okay, fellas, here's the bar. Now, what would you really like to drink?
Well,
I'm afraid we don't stock his drink, madam.
You don't know my drink.
I should imagine it's methylated spirits.
Your butler, he's been asking for a punch up the bracket ever since he opened his mouth. I've been dying to eat it.
Well, don't worry about it. It's a perfectly normal reaction. Where are the drinks, Robert?
Not until they assure us, madam, that they will remove our rubbish.
We're not expected to remove all the rubbish. Dustbins, yes. Rubbish, no.
You mean you only empty dustbins?
I'm saying we're not expected to move all the rubbish that's put in front of us.
But you could if you wanted to.
Ah, that's a different kettle of fish altogether. Yes, sometimes we can. And sometimes we do. As a very special favour, provided the boss doesn't get to hear about it, if you see what I mean.
How much?
For you, lady, 2 quid.
That is extortionate, madam.
How much would you suggest, Robert?
Only what they're worth, madam. Nothing.
Right, lads. I never stay when I'm not wanted. Out we go.
Oh, come on. Now, where are you going? Look, don't pay any attention to Robert. Wait a minute, fellas. 2 quid's not going to break me. What about my rubbish? Okay, Robert. What about my rubbish?
How dare they?
What are they doing?
They're not even going to empty the 2 dustbins. They've left them on the pavement.
How can I possibly thank you? Do you realize if it hadn't been for you, I might have had my rubbish taken away? Who are you calling?
The refuse depot, madam.
Why?
To inform them of the facts.
All right, now take it easy, Robert. We did have a little more rubbish than usual.
Are you in charge?
Diplomacy, Robert, diplomacy.
Your dustmen are nothing less than gangsters.
That's what I call diplomacy.
They demanded money before they would remove my household rubbish. When I refused to pay them, they went off without taking it. Yes, 33 Closewell Street. It had better be.
Feeling better?
I refuse to be intimidated by thugs wielding pick handles, madam.
All right, don't get carried away.
If I do not get complete satisfaction, madam, I will refuse to pay the rates.
You don't pay the rates, Robert. I do.
Why is it that some people take a positive delight in being as difficult as possible?
Well, you ought to know the answer. You're an expert in that field.
Very good, madam. Yes. No, I would have taken the rubbish.
Yes, but you would have asked for 10 quid, not 2 quid.
You think my approach was wrong, madam?
Oh, I didn't exactly say that.
Just as well, because they've now returned to remove the rubbish.
Now, that was quick, wasn't it?
Perhaps the truck was in radio contact with the depot, madam. When I speak, people jump.
You know what kills me, Robert? I mean, they all seem to enjoy it so much. Listen, don't you just love the sound of dustbin lids? It's so musical.
Merely a pathetic attempt to save face, madam. We'll have no more trouble from that quarter. Besides, I saved you £2.
On the other hand, if I'd been forced to pay up, we would not now at this moment be under mortar fire.
But it was worth it, madam. We fought them, and we won.
Why isn't that water disappearing, Robert? As a matter of fact, it's rising. Robert, and I haven't even got the tap running.
You knew what they've done, madam.
What?
They've stuffed rags up our waist.
You're kidding. Are you sure?
Positive, madam.
Well, they're not going to get away with it. You go call the dump, and I'll stop the truck. coat?
What do you want to borrow my coat for?
I'm going to stop them from taking that truck away.
What will you do?
Put it on and lie down in front of it. Robert, stop brushing your coat. I did not lie down in it.
It now has a dustbin aroma, madam.
Well, spray it with aftershave.
I should have refused to let you borrow it, madam.
Sir Walter Raleigh didn't get mad at Queen Elizabeth, and she walked all over his cape.
I beg your pardon, madam.
Well, he just didn't want to be disloyal.
Oh, he didn't want to be beheaded, madam. And what did the dustman say when you said that Mr. Bunn was on his way?
Well, they moaned and groaned, and then they said, "Okay, lady, we'll take your rubbish away." But then I said, "Oh, no, you don't."
Good for you, madam. They brought it on themselves. If they get the sack, it's their own fault.
Except the big fella said something that was very peculiar. He said, "Lady, we're only thinking of you." Wait a minute, Robert. What did he mean by that?
Balderdash, madam.
My name's Bunn. I'm in charge. Now, I hope you realise you're holding up council business.
Your men should do their job properly.
You shouldn't have upset them, should you?
Are you in charge of them, or are they in charge of you?
There's no need to lose your temper with me. I'm here simply to help sort it all out.
Then I suggest you start by getting them to remove whatever they stuffed up our waste pipe.
I believe an American woman is the owner-occupier.
Yes?
I'll talk to the owner, please. Perhaps she's not quite so bigoted.
She's in the drawing room.
Why can't she come out here?
She's too old.
Well, just because I'm here to help, it doesn't mean I'm at everybody's beck and call. My name's Bunn. I'm in charge.
My name's McNabb, and I'm in trouble.
You lied to me. She's not too old. Now, please, madam, I'd be very grateful if you didn't waste any more of my time. I've got work to do, even if you two haven't. I just hope that these complaints of yours are justified. You've no idea what I have to go through, all the arguments, the form filling, the temperaments. Now then, first, have you got proof?
Well, that your men don't work.
My men will work if they're allowed to work, but they're not allowed to work for the simple reason that people are always stopping them to complain about their work.
But surely, Mr. Bunn, I mean, if they did their work, there'd be no reason to complain.
People complain about nothing, madam. I mean, as far as I can see, you're complaining about nothing.
Well, for openers, your two men forgot to empty my dustbins.
Don't you ever forget?
Oh, yes, all the time.
You see, you're not infallible.
No, I'm not. I mean, sometimes you won't believe this, Mr. Bunn. I go to my typewriter and I forget to type. It's the same with you, isn't it, Robert?
Oh, yes, madam, yes. I sometimes go into the kitchen, quite forget to cook the dinner.
There's no need to be sarcastic.
Now, come on, Mr. Bunn. I mean, how can you possibly explain to me how people can forget to do their work?
This isn't the only house in the street, you know.
Isn't it? I didn't know that. Did you know that, Robert?
That's miraculous, madam. Well, do you mean to say that those are actually houses? I always thought they were camouflage.
I warn you, I shall walk out of here in a moment.
If you leave, Mr. Bunn, I will put on Robert's coat and lie down in front of the truck.
Just my luck. I would have to get involved with an exhibitionist.
I warn you, Mr. Bunn, if you leave the house, we'll call Fleet Street. We'll get a photographer over here.
But why do you want to cause trouble for me, madam? I've done nothing.
I don't want to cause trouble for you, Mr. Bunn. I just want my two dustbins emptied.
Ah, so you are a troublemaker.
Robert, I don't think we're going to get very far with Mr. Bunn, so why don't we forget the whole thing, shall we?
Ah, yes. Well, you should have thought of that earlier, shouldn't you? You see, I've already left the office, and automatically that means the writing of a report. It's all so time-consuming, so unnecessary.
Well, not if it's your job.
Which you wouldn't have if there weren't any complaints.
And there wouldn't be any complaints, madam, if the men did their job properly. Which is too much to ask, I suppose, when the man in charge of them can't do his job properly.
So I'm to blame for it all. I ask you, but a fool would want the job.
Well, just because you're a fool, you know, doesn't
I was
necessarily
being
follow.
humorous.
I would never have known.
I'm not a fool, and I'm very good at my job.
Of course you are, Mr. Bunn, but so far you've done nothing but complain about people who complain.
Yeah, because they don't appreciate what the complaints entail. I've got a little phantom ulcer.
A little phantom ulcer. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Bunn.
I'll get the niggle without the ulcer.
And do you take little phantom pills for your little phantom ulcer?
Well, the doctor says not to worry and it'll go away.
Oh, well, what have you got to worry about? I mean, if you don't have it, it can't go away.
Well, I'll get the niggle.
Yes, I'm sorry. I forgot about the nickel.
I've got it now.
Yeah.
Wait.
Thanks to you lot. Yeah, what is it? What do you want?
How long are you going to be stuck out there, Mr. Bunn?
I'm investigating a series of complaints against you, aren't I?
Yeah, but we want to get on.
Oh, you should have thought of that before.
Well, let's take the extra rubbish this time.
No, there's a procedure. We must follow the procedure.
No, wait a minute, Mr. Bunn. If he's willing to take it away, then why not let him?
It's not up to him.
Well, he's the one who does the work.
Oh, so I don't work, is that it, eh? I'm just here for my health. Isn't that typical?
Well, Mr. Bunn, why are you here?
Nobody ever listens to me. I'm here to sort out your grievances.
So sort them out.
Well, I shall, once I know the facts.
This man refused to take our household rubbish away unless I paid him. When I complained to you, he stuffed rags up my waste pipe.
Are you in charge of this inquiry?
Oh, you wanted the facts?
I said, are you in charge of this inquiry?
No.
Thank you. Now, perhaps we can get on. I don't want to be here all night. Why is it people always think they can do my job?
Oh, I think I know the answer to that, Mr. Bunn. You make it all sound so simple.
Did you ask for money?
Of course not.
Did you tamper with the outside pipe?
Of course not.
So much for your complaints.
Did you expect him to say yes?
Why? Would you have said yes?
If it had been the truth, yes.
No, Robert.
No, madam?
Tell the truth, Robert.
I am telling the truth, madam.
No, you would have said no.
Yeah, but he said no, and he should have said yes.
And you said yes when you should have said no.
Yes, but I didn't do it. He did it, but he says he didn't do it.
Robert.
Yes, madam?
I don't know how we got into this, but let's get out of it because I'm lost.
This man deliberately sabotaged our waste pipe.
Right. That's it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. What did we do now?
Not content with dragging me down here on a fool's errand, you've now brought the borough's dustmen out on strike.
Did we really? Robert, did you hear that? Isn't it amazing what we can do when we stick together?
Together, we're an unbeatable combination, madam.
I mean, one word from us, the next minute, total disruption. I mean, how's that for power?
Today, the town's dustman, madam. Tomorrow, the world's dustman.
Isn't it exciting? Who will we bring out next on strike?
The Inland Revenue, madam.
Now, come on, Mr. Bunn. I mean, do you think it's at all possible for Robert and I to bring about a dustman strike?
What's all this about a strike?
What did you go outside for?
If I hadn't, I might have hit someone. Now, look, you accuse me of stuffing rags up your waste pipe. Now, prove it.
So that's why you went outside?
Why?
To unbung it.
Is that true?
Of course not.
What, did you expect him to say yes?
Let's not go through that routine again.
Where's your kitchen?
It's right through there, Mr. Bunn.
I shall be very angry if you've been wasting my time.
Tell me, Sid, is old Mr. Fuss Budget married?
Yeah, and completely henpecked.
You see, there is poetic justice in the world after all.
You should never have called him in, lady.
Well, you're to blame. You should never have demanded money.
All I asked for was the price of a pint of beer.
To avoid Mr. Bunn, I'd have bought you a brewery.
And furthermore, you should not have stuffed rags up our waste pipe.
Not rags, newspaper.
Newspaper? But it would have disintegrated by now.
That's right.
So Mr. Bunn won't find any evidence.
That's right.
Devilishly clever, madam.
Robert, what are you talking about? He's our enemy.
For credit where it's due, madam. I always had a sneaking regard for Rommel.
Even if it meant we were flooded and you'd have to row me out of here on a sideboard.
I'm very angry, madam.
Well, you thought you would be, Mr. Bunn.
No hint of a blockage, not whatsoever. I shall go out and look at the dustbins now. People ought to be fined whenever they interfere with my work rate schedules. And please, madam, just for a change, find someone else to complain to.
I don't seem to be able to get through to that guy. I mean, he's doing all the complaining, not us.
The hallmark of a good bureaucrat, madam.
I don't like bureaucrats, Robert.
Neither do I.
Now you take Sid here. He's not a bureaucrat.
No, madam, he has imagination. Bunn is our real enemy.
Well, if that's it, you might as well admit defeat now.
Never.
I don't want to lecture you, madam.
Oh, don't be silly, Mr. Bunn. Go ahead, be my guest.
Your selfishness has cost the council money. But no doubt you'll be the first to complain if the rates have to go up.
Oh, now come on, Mr. Bunn. Don't be modest. We all know who's going to get his complaint in first.
What are you standing there for? Get back to your work.
Do you want us to move the rubbish now?
Certainly not.
Oh, we don't mind.
It's got nothing to do with you lot.
It's got everything to do with this lot.
No. They've completed their task. They've emptied your 2 dustbins.
But they've left the rest of the rubbish.
Because it was not inside a dustbin.
Well, all right, Robert, go out and put the rubbish inside the dustbins and then ask the guys to empty it.
No. Your dustbins can't be emptied twice in one day. It's against the rules.
Whose rules?
His rules, madam. Come under the subheading, how to be bloody minded.
This isn't the first time I've been sworn at, you know.
And I swear it won't be the last. Now listen to me, Mr. Bunn. I want my rubbish taken away, and I want it taken away today.
Well, you could always take it round to the refuse depot yourselves.
You wish us to become council employees? What would our wages be?
Well, I met some very awkward people in my time, but really...
All right, Mr. Bunn. I mean, talk about awkward. I'm not surprised at the way you feel. I mean, I'd feel the same way, too. I'd say to myself, all right, you made the rubbish, you moved the rubbish. But here's where it really gets awkward. We'd be very happy to move the rubbish if we owned a truck. But we don't own a truck, and everybody in the world knows how awkward it is not to own a truck.
I'll see if the salvage truck is sent round.
A salvage truck with the dustmen are outside in the street now.
It's no longer their responsibility.
But surely it's a waste of the ratepayers' money to pay for a second truck when the first truck is out there right now.
No, because you'll have to pay for the special service.
I don't want the special service.
Are you now saying that you don't want your rubbish cleared?
I want it cleared, but I want it cleared by the dustman that's in the truck out there right now. Not the second salvage truck, but the first salvage truck as originally and most beautifully planned.
Rules are rules, madam. Now, do you or do you not want a salvage truck to call?
Yes.
No.
The one thing I've learned in this job, never to expect gratitude.
I think we've lost, Robert.
There's always next week, madam.
Do you have a good idea?
Yes, madam.
But I mean, is it a really good idea?
Brilliant, madam. Right. That's that feeling. Just a minute. There's some more in here.
And in here. Who else?
You called me, madam?
Robert, you're the greatest.
Anything better myself.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that's true.
No, and he's so shy and unassuming and modest.
I don't think Mr. Bunn is going to like it.
Never mind his phantom ulcer. Mr. Bunn's going to have a phantom fit.
I'll drink to that. Robert, start pouring. How about that? Is that the